This is Jackie, and I'm here at Riot Fest with Radar State. Day one, Riot Fest, the sun is shining, the beer is flowing, the buzzcocks are in the background.
Yeah, the sun is shining and the buzzcocks are rocking.
Hey, I had an idea. Let's play our show at the zenith of the sun on a black stage and wear all black. Perfect. Good choice, Jim.
Geniuses. It's the genius of punk.
Yeah.
It was hot. It was hot.
If you're not suffering, it's not art.
There you go. The struggle is real. You gotta struggle for the art. Now, many, myself included perhaps, may consider you guys to be a bit of a supergroup.
Yes.
So how do you manage to meld the sounds of the bands that you have previously worked in and to create your new sound?
Well, I think like anytime you're like always, you have those influences, obviously, but you know, we were also trying to like really be influenced by the stuff we were listening to in high school, and like the Buzzcocks, like bands like Screeching Weasel, like bands like early punk stuff, like Sam I Am, like Peg Boy, like a lot of that early like punk that we like were getting into.
Get back to why you started a band in the first place, because you just wanted to hang out with your friends and play loud music, you know?
That was the idea, because it was like we've all done side projects outside of the Get Up Kids and the Anniversary. So, like doing Radar State, it was like, fuck it. It's like, want it again. Like, you know, you do those like side projects, and like, I don't want to speak for other people, but it's like, you almost feel like you're like entitled to something in a way, like where it's like, oh, well, we did this, so this should already be big, with like Only Children for Me, which was a fucking flop. Or, you know, so like going like...
Tell us more how you suck, Josh.
I could do that all day in different ways. Too.
Over beers. That's pretty punk. Does that count?
Yeah, right? But it was, you know, so it was like, just like when you go out on stage, there's fucking, it's like we're at the bottom and like we want this shit, you know? We want to fucking work and like play rock and roll music.
I'm sorry, I was just like, smells like Action Bronson. And then I swear he just walked by. Like a cloud of weed smoke just walked by. Maybe I'm lying.
I don't know, but that was fucking delicious.
There you go. Tagline.
So yeah, so you want to work for it. You like the struggle. You don't mind it.
I mean, it's like...
Let's be honest. This band hasn't had to struggle very much, luckily, compared to... We already struggled. That's what you do when you're...
No, it's like...
Sleeping in the van at a truck stop.
Get Up Kids and Anniversary worked really hard to like get to... where they got to when those records were released that got big, like Something Right Home About, Designing. And then, you know, we continued to work, we continued to tour, and then those things kind of went a little, at least for Anniversary, broke up, and like then it was like, oh, no one really gives a shit what I'm doing anymore, you know? And then, so it's always been a struggle since then. And the fact that this is like our second show and we're doing Riot Fest is like cool. But it's like
helps when it's Josh, me, Matt Pryor, the Get Up Kids, Adam, Architects. Everyone has already, I don't know. Together we're like Voltron. We're stronger. We're stronger together than separate, I think, which is.
I like that analogy. That works. That works.
I mean, if it was just me doing it, it's like, okay, that's just Jim from the Get Up Kids. But together, everyone wants a story, right? It's like that's only part of our story. I hope people like us for Radar Stateness, you know, not just because they like the Get Up Kids or Anniversary or
I do
Architect.
look at everything as a struggle, though, and a lot of the times it isn't, but I like to view things that way because it makes me push harder in the end, and like always, even during, I guess, it's like pressing on, you know, constantly. Writing music and touring, and regardless of how good you have it, I feel like I never like look at something where it's like we're loading out our own equipment or loading up our own equipment or like stringing our, you know,
You're
like
a man of the people is what he's trying to say.
I'm not trying to say that. I'm just like, I don't care. It's like that's like part of the shit, you know? You should never like look above that, no matter how big you get at any point, like where you are.
Here, I like that. So your debut album came out in July, sort of in the wake of the election. When I was here interviewing bands last year, September, there was like this frenetic energy. Everyone was so positive.
Yeah.
And then, what the fuck?
Yeah, which is like the song Double Speak, but Matt sings. That's literally what the lyrics are. Like, about Remember Last Summer, and like, it's amazing how the world is turned on its head so quickly. It's unreal. It's messed up, man.
So how do you take influence from that and maybe try to put a positive spin on things and try to focus on the hope that we used to have and maybe bring that back a little bit?
You know, it's funny. I remember when Trump got elected, someone said, well, a lot of punk bands just started, and we totally started a punk band, right? Like, oh yeah, maybe that subconsciously was there wanting.
Man, can that be your legacy, dude? Like, let that be what you were known for, starting a bunch of punk bands, not like, you know, the Third World War.
Yeah, that's it.
I hope so.
They always say, you know, in times like this, like it's like the best art's made. So hopefully a lot of awesome art's being made. Right.
Fingers crossed that is the legacy. So what do you think we'll remember about that election 10 years from now?
Man, I hope we are all still around and like living in 10 years to the fact where we can see like a fucking like movie made about this era by like Oliver Stone or like someone like making like because can you imagine how insane like JFK like isn't like can you imagine like the
wall and that
inside like of like a movie, like can you imagine that, like how idiotic that motherfucker is?
You know, I think if you want a positive spin, I think it's
there he is.
What's up, buddy? I think we're learning I think it's going to be a time of valuable, like a lesson. Like maybe, like my wife, she's not exactly a soccer mom. She's got tattoos, hairstylist, but you know, she's a mom. She's been the most politically active person, going to marches, calling senators.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you pissed off the soccer moms. I mean, that's awesome though. It made people want to be more engaged with what's going on. I think if any, that's the positive spin we can take.
It's got to break down for it to start over again. Yeah. But I mean, I really do want to see that movie. Like, I think it's goddamn.
Josh lived it.
Like, I just cannot imagine
how
like
what's 100 years from now.
I want to know like his sleeping schedule. Like, do you think he like sleeps like till like 1 in the afternoon?
No, he tweets at 1 in the morning, so I don't know.
Like, I just want to know all these deeds. Like, it's so intriguing. Like, in a way,
insane.
Like, it's out of control.
It's funny if it wasn't so fucking terrifying.
I know.
Speaking of terrifying, in a way, describe
your
your song "Spinning Wheel" for new listeners.
Subscribe, Spinning Wheel. I wrote it, and yeah, it's just like it was like the kind of what I imagined this band sounding like. It was like, I think I was listening to Face to Face or something, like a band I was like totally listening to when I was 16. I was telling Josh, it's like the music I had a cassette of when I was in my Volkswagen Beetle in high school driving around. Like, what was I listening to? Yeah, I don't think it's not like some deep lyrics or anything. I sort of like had a chorus and just kind of wrote around it. I wish I had some like deep meaning behind it.
Yeah,
boring.
It's okay. It's okay.
Josh found more meaning in it than I even did.
Well, I just thought it was like about like what we were talking about earlier, where it was just like you're constantly always trying to create, like as an artist, like whatever art you know, if you're a painter or a poet or, you know, writing songs, it's like, here we are again. It's like, let's make something new. Let's make something different. Let's do it again. And I like look at it more like that, but I didn't write it, so, you know. It's more about Jim.
Soon. You just keep on working, Josh. It'll come.
Thank you, Jim.
Aww, so what's up next for you guys after Riot Fest?
Jim's gonna teach me how to play guitar and write songs.
Do you even know what a bridge is? Yeah, we're going on tour. When we come home, we're playing a show October 14th on my birthday. It's in Kansas City. It's like our 7-inch sort of release.
Your birthday.
It's my birthday. I'm turning 40. And it's going to be a 7-inch release party. Because I was like, what do I want to do? Do I want to like some party? It's like, you know what? I'm going to play a punk rock show on my 40th birthday and give 40 the middle finger, you know? And then we're going out in December with Say Anything for 2 weeks. We're very excited about that. It's sort of our first real tour. And then, then we're still writing songs. And hopefully we're going to try to record a record at the first of the year. And our 7-inch just came out. We just got them shipped. We have them. Supposed to be selling them tonight. So, yeah, there you go.
Well, stay tuned for much more from Radar State. This is Jackie. Thanks to Chorus FM and In the Key of Change.